As a travel channel, you'd expect me to enjoy traveling the world to some degree, and you'd be right. But I haven't actually had the chance to visit some of my dream destinations yet. Some of which are more cliche than others, but I'm sure you'll find some places that you hadn't seen on these sorts of lists before. Whether I'll get to visit these places, I'm not sure, but I'm here to share my knowledge of these wonderful places with you all. Athens, Greece has been one of my top destinations for a while, but it wasn't until I took a course in archaic Greek history that I fully understand the scale of its civilizations. Before the era of the Romans, the Greeks had a truly dynamic legion between its cities and its fine architecture. This city is a true example of that. Despite being a tourist-scale attraction, I'd love to explore the historic Acropolis and the friezes of the Parthenon. The Parthenon itself was built with slightly curved columns such that a magnificent structure would appear straight from afar, further cementing Athens' dominant reputation in archaic Greek times. Each of the friezes contained depictions of the Athenian conquests against the Galatians, Amazonian women, warriors of Troy, and the Persians. Following the Acropolis is another historic site known as the Agora, where people would walk the markets on a day-to-day basis back in the time. Following those key sites, I'd love to do other things during my visit. Visit the Museum of Archaeology's expansive collection of Greek artifacts over the centuries. Watch the glorious sunrise over the Acropolis, and visit the gorgeous blue and white buildings along the coast of Santorini. This is but one of my dream destinations, and we've got quite the lineup of other magnificent places ahead. Another classic European destination is the one and only Venice. Not Venice Mestra, Venice the island with the canals. The ancient Italian city built upon what was once deemed as uninhabitable land due to its low elevation and high tides was an impressive feat of human ingenuity. Venice's intricate canals are more than just a tourist trap, but its impressive construction in itself is a sight to behold. I'd love to taste wonderful Italian cuisine on the canal side at either dusk or dawn when the crowds are heavily subsided, to walk along the old cobbled streets and bridges of the city, and to hide from the afternoon heat by visiting museums featuring Roman and Italian history. While I generally don't like standard tourist attractions or places oversaturated with Western popularity, I simply can't pass up the opportunity to visit Venice if given the chance. Our first destination that falls outside the general tourist affairs is the city of Ushuaia, Argentina, on the Tierra del Fuego archipelago. Its sharp black mountains contrast with the gray skies in a sleek balance. Tierra del Fuego National Park has gorgeous azure lakes, trails through forest lands, and shimmering waterfalls at the very end of the world. At the southern tip of the Americas, this quaint town holds the key to traversing the truest south of them all, Antarctica. Taking a ship to Antarctica and cruising through the Drake Passage, towering glaciers glimmer over the dark cerulean deep below. To walk along its icy hills and see the wildlife would be an exploring traveler's delight on this vast journey. When it comes to Morocco, I've always been enamored by its architecture and culture. However, extremely busy cities like Tangier have made me somewhat hesitant. Stories of tourists, especially feminine-presenting individuals, getting jeered or harassed leaves me a bit unnerved. While I'm sure they're fine places overall, they may not be best fit for my current travel needs. However, I found two smaller towns that have everything I need when it comes to my first Morocco experience. The town of Chefchaouen, like Santorini, has absolutely breathtaking blue and white infrastructure. The mosaic tiles and fine artisan vendors have a lot to offer and artistic wonders to behold at a local level. It's a cultural blessing to sample treats at a rooftop cafe and even visit its wonderful waterfall. The second town is Asila. Its flat rock shores lead to a relaxing set of beaches showered in a gentle sunlight in the spring. With more of a clean white and grey aesthetic, Asila is a different kind of spectacle in itself. Iconic doors and street art make this a perfect place for photos, wrapping up the duo of northwestern Moroccan small-scale destinations. Singapore is a place I've mainly seen in popular media, including the movie Crazy Rich Asians, or more so the book, which is the one I enjoyed more in all honesty. Taking a river cruise across Singapore's classy architecture to then visit the stunning super trees and the Merlion fountains. Other classic sites include the Jewel Waterfall and the Marina Bay Sand. For more than sightseeing, I'd love to kayak in its cerulean waters along the coast, as well as try some of the cheapest Michelin-star restaurants in the street noodle stands. While I may not have such a deep connection personally to Singapore, like I do some of the other destinations, it's nevertheless a dream place to visit for sure. If you've been watching this channel for a while, then you know that I myself am Canadian. With that in mind, you might be confused why I'd want to visit a resort town in Switzerland where its peak season is the coldest. Zermatt's snow-capped mountains are iconic for a reason, and the winter season is when the place truly comes alive. Despite not being a winter sports person, I'd love to go skiing down the countless slopes. With gorgeous views of the Alps and such a scene, the place can't be missed. To settle down from such rigorous activity, in the evenings I'd want to walk the streets, shop for handmade trinkets, and enjoy the Christmas markets. Zermatt is known for its chalet restaurants and Switzerland's legendary fondue. All in all, a nice cozy destination with enough excitement for the spirit of adventure. Our final destination is Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, a city built for outdoor life and community. Rio has never disappointed me in all the media iterations, except that animated movie, but the city looks great in it, so just the movie itself isn't very good. Back on track, I'd look forward to the classic tourist affairs, visiting the beaches and trying to relax despite the crowds, enjoying local bossa nova and samba music at the cultural street events, then visiting Christ the Redeemer after hiking up the steep mountain before it. Other areas off the casual itinerary would be the Museum of Tomorrow, an interactive wonder focused on environmental sustainability and the impact humans have had on our world. Apador Rock is a wonderful spot along the coast to watch the sunset in the southern hemisphere with gentle waves to soothe the soul. The Santa Teresa area has these old-style trams that hike up the hillsides, and alongside Sugarloaf Mountain's cable cars provide a cherry on top for these fantastic sights. As a travel channel, I hope to someday bring these dream destinations to your screens from my own experience. But as is life, we can't always uproot everything to travel the world, let alone afford to do so. We work jobs, get educated, take care of family, all to secure our livelihood to survive. While few people have actually managed to make their lives traveling and sharing the world as a career, I don't know if I could ever do that myself. Still, having the ability to travel is such a privilege and I'm grateful for having it. Just know that while I may not always be making new content from faraway places, that's where my mind wanders to from time to time. To new experiences and sights, to share these memories with the people closest to me, and now the people listening in. Making these videos has been a highlight these past few months, and I just want to thank you truly for sticking around. Hopefully you're still here when I do visit each and every one of these destinations. I'll be sure to make it worth all this time, and someday we'll reach those heights together. Until our next adventure, bye for now.